Good afternoon, fight fans. Welcome along to the Your Fighting Championships 10. As always, here in Newry, we have an action-packed card in lineup for you this afternoon, containing some of the finest amateur mixed martial arts talents in the country, topped off by 5 title fights on our main card later this evening. We'll begin today's proceedings with 3 rounds in the novice teens catchweight of 68 kilo, brought to you by DMA Training. Please welcome your first fighter, making the walk to the cage, representing Next Gen. Give it up for Niall Dickson. Please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Torres, Quinn.
Unfortunately, Brenner, we were meant to have a live mariachi band here, but your wages meant that we had to cut the mariachi band.
The budget couldn't stretch. Quinn in the red UFC shorts, facing Niall Dickson in the black Venom shorts. Teen action. There'll be no headshots if this one does hit the floor, and it does. Quinn with the takedown. Crucifix position here, Andrew, already.
Yeah, and you're going to see it happen a lot. Just very high impact, I think, between both of them. Zach's walkout song was influenced by a little nickname that he's developed in the gym recently, which is the cockroach, but in a very positive sense because he's hard to kill.
He's in a nice dominant position already here. Scramble went wrong for Dickson, and Quinn finds himself in the mount.
I've often thought from these positions, Paul, that when we see the insoles, the kick protectors, how much harder it can actually make mount escapes. Like when you're looking to try and
without a doubt,
step over, and like we've seen it before, like in the rule system, like people trying to do triangles and stuff off their back, like it can just be such a nightmare.
Yeah, it changes the dynamics in grappling quite a lot.
This looks like it could be pretty tight, but
I think he's lost the connection to the hands, hasn't he?
Niall had a great grip with his left hand on the wrist.
And the rule set, now that there's no headshots on the floor, the rule set lends itself to really strong grapplers, and Quinn's obviously well able to assert himself in this position. He's looking really strong on top.
He's looking good on top, but I do think Niall looked pretty good in some of the wrestling exchanges against the cage. I think it was just Zach was a little bit ahead on trying to stitch the techniques together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I can admit, don't know too much about Niall. Comes from one of the best gyms in the north, next gen. Zach has competed at a juvenile level quite regularly in jiu-jitsu. He got his blue belt just after he turned 16. Has won the Irish Open at a juvenile level twice. And, you know, I think these sort of... Initially, we've talked about this before, that like with the teen level things, like, do we want to see them in these sort of situations? And I do think that, like, earlier on in the day, shorter rounds, less pressure. You know, I know there are other events down in the south that are very well organised for, like, experience around these sort of rule sets, you know. And I suppose at the end of the day, the more competition, the better.
Going to need that sense of urgency now from Dickson after dropping the first round. You'd expect he walked right onto a couple of shots by Quinn. Ooh, nice takedown.
Well timed. A couple of great shots there from Dickson to start the round. There's definitely a contrasting style between both here.
Yeah, Quinn did a great job of...
A striker, the other a grappler.
Exactly, and Quinn did a great job of ducking under those shots, didn't he? He invited him into the space and then changed levels very well. So Dickson wasn't able to escape this position when he landed here in the first round. He's going to have to now if he has any hope of winning the fight. You can't drop 2 rounds and then leave yourself much percentage of a chance to get your hand raised. He's framing it well, isn't he? He's trying to just get the hips clear.
Yeah, and it's just a case about needing to try and get that knee underneath. He had a great frame with the left hand against the inside of Zach's knee.
Yeah, he abandoned it to kind of go for a kind of a hip bump, but I don't think it was the best idea. He's gone back to it now, 2 on one leg now, and he just needs a little more aggression and urgency, and he's almost there. He's got the knee in. Very good work by Dickson. The problem there is sometimes this happens when you exert a lot of energy, getting the hips back or getting the half guard back. You just take that moment to recover after it, and you think he did that.
But how many times have we heard this over the while, like from different fighters saying that they nearly prefer, well, this rule set, excluding that statement, but
yes,
they prefer the half guard than the mount.
Without a doubt. Yeah, once there's ground and pound involved, half guard is a much more stable position than side control or mount, really. It's very difficult to bump someone off half guard. Zach Quinn looking dominant in that mount, and look at this. Woo! Teasing a triangle right at the death of round 2. One, two. There we go. A very unfortunate scenario just happened there, Paul. I actually couldn't hear myself. No harm, Andrew.
Well, what is my favourite thing in the world?
Listening to yourself talking.
Exactly. So that's been rectified. Thankfully, we're all good from here on.
Happy days.
Right here, we're starting here. Go for it.
So you'd imagine Zach Quinn will be very happy with his performance so far, and he already has Dickson backing up. Trading shots on the feet now. We haven't seen much of this yet.
No, but I think if you develop a little bit of confidence from how the first two round go.
That's good defence, isn't it, by Dickson? Dug the underhook very well.
Good knee.
Excellent work there. Quinn used the fence very well to get that little rebound and then take the legs out from underneath Dickson.
I'm tired just watching this, Brenner, I have to say. You can think about jiu-jitsu class all you want, but the pressure and the stress of an MMA fight.
It's so different, Andrew, so different, yeah.
Scramble going from top to bottom and strikes being thrown. It's like,
I'm so impressed with the quality Zach Quinn is showing us here. He looks an absolute handful. He looks very confident in his own abilities.
triangle here.
Yeah, he's gone for the arm now as well. And he has the arm and he's going to stretch it now and get the tap. Beautiful work. Triangle armbar by Zach Quinn. So impressive this evening.
The cockroach is born.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes after 1 minute and 23 seconds of the third and final round. Your winner by submission due to a triangle armbar, Zach the Cockroach Quinn!